Alright guys, I know it's been a long time since I did a video. A lot of you were asking for more cast net video, so I'm going to try to get a little bit more in depth. The last video was just a 6-foot net. Today I've got a 6-foot, 8-foot, and a 10-foot net. That last video, it was for beginners. It was for people trying to learn how to use a cast net. And I got a lot of comments about you can't use it with this, or you can't use it with that kind of net, or you can't use it with this kind of net. You know, that's not what it was about. It wasn't about the different types of nets. It was about how somebody can start learning to use a cast net and how simple a cast net is to use. Now, if I'm talking funny, it's because I got all new teeth in the bottom. But anyway, so I just went and bought cheap cast nets on Amazon just to show this. The biggest I've ever thrown with the one-handed method was an 8-footer, which is the middle net. This is a 6-foot net. I am a little guy, so this is a 6-foot net. See, I'm a little guy. I'm only about 145, 147 pounds. I'm 5 foot 5.5 inches tall. But for a beginner, for a novice, for a recreational fisherman, 6 foot is all you need. This is all I ever really want to throw, and I don't want to throw it too many times anymore because I just recreational fish when I fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these nets so I can try to face the camera and throw to where you can see what my hand motions are and all this stuff. And I'm going to try to slow down some of the clips so you can see my starting hand position to my finishing hand position. So let me get these nets moved out the way. I'm going to start with the 6, then I'm going to go to the 8, and then I'm going to attempt the one-handed method with the 10-footer. I've never tried it with a 10-footer. But like I said, the biggest I ever tried it with was an 8-footer. And I used to throw the 8-footer one-handed all the time as I drove my boat. That was 20 years ago. Now I'm going to get this jacket off so you can see a little bit better. I think the jacket's going to interfere. So we're just going to take that out the way. The factor. It's a little chilly out. I do not like the cold. Alright, let's start with a setup. Now this is a brand new net. All 3 of these are brand new. Bought them just for this video. Alright, now I'm right-handed. So I'm going to place this on my right hand. Then I'm just going to roll this up in just little loops. I don't measure, just get comfortable little loops. Make sure it's stretched straight up. Put my hand on the top, the very top. This ring is right on top of my hand. Right there. I'm going to reach down about waist high right here. See, that's waist high. Grab that little bunch, take my hand, go from the back side to where it actually makes a loop in my hands. See, now we got a loop. So again, about waist high, gimbal, let's say this top is pointing that way. My fingers are pointing towards the camera. I'm going to reach under the net right where this hand is and just place it right in my hand, just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to reach down right in the front, grab one set of weights, come up, put it on those fingers. Come down on my side, right here. See the net starting to open? I'm going to grab close to the bottom, one set of weights, put it in my pocket. This is just the one-handed trick. I don't want to grab this side. That's wrong. For this method, that's wrong. So I'm going to grab one set of weights right at the bottom, close to me. See how the weights are touching my leg? I'm going to grab those weights. Take one of them. I'm just going to put it right in my pocket. Now this one-handed trick, I only used when I was commercial fishing, when I was driving the boat. I didn't need to use it when I was standing on land or something like that. Or if my boat was sitting still, I didn't need to use it. I could use both my hands. But I used it when I was driving my boat. That way I could drive the boat, throw the net, and then shut the boat down. That way the fish didn't get out of range. But now I only use this one-handed trick. I don't use it when I'm out fishing myself anymore, recreational fishing. I only use it to show people how easy it is to throw a net. So that weight is in my pocket. So another thing is, when I start to throw this net, I'm going to go back one time and then forward and release. So if I sit there and do like this, what happens is those weights start to move around and they can start to tangle into themselves. If I just wobble it back and forth. So I don't want to do that. I want this net set. I want it still. When I pick it up, I can go back and then I can go forward. Okay? So set it down, make sure it's sit still, set it down, pick it up, go back, and then forward. So, but like I said, the pocket trick is just to show how easy it is to throw the net. What I really do when I'm out fishing, and I don't need to use that because I'm not running the boat while I'm trying to catch bait. So what I do is the same exact thing. I grab some weights, put it in the fingers. The weights that are on my side, right here, I'm going to grab those. You see the net's already starting to open. I'm going to take these weights and I'm just going to flip it upside down. And what you do to keep this hand from moving, because you don't want it to move, it's the same as if it's just coming out of the pocket. You grab your belt loop or your pocket, hook your finger in your pocket, come back. Now these fingers that it's on, you don't want to grip it. Don't hold on to it. Just keep them just slightly hooked. Keep them straight if you can, but keep them slightly hooked. Grab your pocket, hook your pocket. So these weights are just sitting on my pocket. Alright, so that was the 6-footer. Let's move to the 8-footer. Hopefully I can still do it one-handed with the 8-footer, but like I said, that was 20 years ago, and I'm a little guy. Yeah, I used to throw this 8-footer all the time with the one-handed trick as I drove the boat. But I'm going to tell you right now, that was 20 years ago, and I'm not anywhere as tough as I used to think I was. Not anymore, at least. again, now this is the 8-foot net. This goes on my right hand because I'm right-handed, and I'm just going to make a bunch of little loops. And then again, I'm going to take this, put it in this hand. Now this is the 8-footer. Put it in this hand where that's at the top of my hand. I'm going to bring this all the way down to where I can get waist high. See, it's a big net. Waist high, take my hand and grab it underneath again. Just like that. And now the same thing, grab a set of weights, put it on a couple of fingers in that hand. So everything is in this hand. Reach down, grab the weights by me. See, the net's already starting to open. So if the net's by me, I'm going to take, this is a bigger net, so I'm going to take 2 of these weights and I'm going to put them in my pocket. So on this net, there's 2 weights in my pocket. These are not lead weights, these are steel weights, so they come out of the pocket a little bit easier. But I'm going to back up. Again, I'm going to set it down, make sure it's steel. I'm going to go back and forward. It's an 8-footer. Again, one more time, but this time I'm going to throw it that way. Put a couple of weights or part of the net on my hand, on a couple of fingers here. Reach down, grab a couple of the weights. There's 2 of them. Put them in my pocket. Now I'm going to throw it that way. So, you can see from the side here, this is an 8-foot net. So, I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to go forward towards my thing. Now I'm standing sideways because it is a little bit bigger net. It's heavier. It's hard for me to say. It's heavier. So I'm going to stand sideways where I can get a full motion on it. But like I said, I'm going to pick, get ready. I'm going to come back and then forward. It's real simple, guys. This is the 8-footer. Now what I'm going to do, so you can see there's no trickery going here, is I'm just going to set this net down. This is my 8-footer. I'm going to take my 6-footer, set it down there. The weight's even with those weights. Set it down. So that's a 6 and an 8. Now let's go for the 10. This is the 10-foot net. It's a darker blue rope. Set the weights there. Look. 8 foot, 10 foot, 6 foot. Everything is the same. I still put it on my right hand. And I make just small, comfortable loops. I don't measure. There's no scientific reasons why I roll up the line like I roll it up. No fancy, knowledgeable, no more than anybody else type information here. It's just roll it up to where it's comfortable. Grab the top of the net right there, and you see I'm still stretched across the two smaller ones. Grab the top of the net there, and then I'm going to find my waist height down here. It's around about waist height. So now I'm going to put this in his hand. Now look how big that loop is. This hand right here. Look how big the loop is on this. But again, I've set it here. I've got one set of weights into his hand. Reach down, the weight's by me. Here, I'm going to take two of these weights, put them in my pocket. Now I hope I don't make a fool of myself with a 10-foot net. Like I said, I've never thrown a 10-foot net like this. Step back. One-handed. This is the 10-foot net, and I just did it one-handed. Now, I do not suggest throwing one-handed unless you're trying to show off for, some good-looking girl at school, or some, your wife or your kids or whatever. That's the only real reason that you need to throw the one-handed trick, unless you are driving a boat and you can't get on the bait fish and get the net set up before they get out of range. So the one-handed trick is not necessary, with the exception of driving the boat or showing people, like I'm doing now, how easy it is to throw a net. It's the only time it's really necessary. So this again is the 10-foot net. So I've got it here. I'm just a hair higher than waist high, just right above my belt. Reach down, grab some weights, put them on my fingers. Grab another set of weights. Now I'm gonna flip. Whoops. These weights that are close to me, I'm going to flip them just like this. So they're on my hands. I got a little hook in my fingers. I'm grabbing my pocket. So now this net is quite a bit heavier than that 8-footer. So let me go down one more. It's on my fingers. Fingers slightly hooked. I'm grabbing my pocket right here. Got the net sitting down, sitting still. It's relaxed. When I see the fish, when I see the bait, I'm just going to pick up my net, come back, and just fold. Real simple. 10-footer. Now I haven't thrown a 10-footer in, like I said, 20 years. And I've never thrown it with the one-handed trick, and I've never thrown it like that before. I've used the more complicated methods until I just decided to start using only the 8, unless I was throwing shrimp nets or big mullet nets. This is a 3/8 inch mesh net. It's perfect for bait. It's perfect for recreation, with the exception you don't need a 10-footer. 6-footer is all you need if you're recreational fishing. So again, I'm going to try to throw this in a way where I can slow the camera down and you can see exactly what my right hand is doing, because it actually, when I'm here, my hand is facing up. When I'm here, my hand is facing up. When I go back, my hand is facing almost forward, but still my fingers are pointing up. When I come forward, my hand is slowly rolling over and coming higher. So my hand's starting at this level and it's coming higher up to here like this. But now you see my hand is pointing down. That's my release point right there. I don't want to release way over here. I don't want to release here. I don't want to release dead in front of me. I want to cross over my body, and the whole time my arm is coming up in an arc. So it's starting here and it's rolling. Release. Almost past the shoulder right here is my release. Just right in front of it, almost past it. Facing forward, down at my waist. When I come through, my hand is rolling over and releasing just past my left shoulder. So we're going to do this again, but I'm going to try to do it in a way where I can slow the camera down. You can see how my motion is. So I'm going to get this set back up, and I'm just going to grab a couple of these weights just like this. Let them just sit in my fingers, grab my pocket. So guys, I hope that made it easier for you. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. I don't know when the next video I'm going to get out is. I've had a lot of bad things happen just since this last June of 2023, and I haven't been fishing much. I've been more at the shop here doing woodworking and stuff like that, trying to keep my mind busy. All in all, what it was is in June I lost my wife. August I lost my little brother. October, on the day that would have been my wife's 53rd birthday, lost my 12-year-old cat that was mine and hers on her birthday of all places. And then at the end of October, almost lost my mom. So my mind has been all over the place. I just can't concentrate on the fishing. So I've been doing woodworking. It keeps my mind busy, stuff like that. I've built me a few rods. Now we'll do a video on building rods. Show y'all how I build, let's say, a spinning rod, because I think that's what I've got stuff for, is spinning rod. But I've built several rods. Built one for my granddaughter for her birthday that's coming up in April. So I still got a couple of months before I got to give it to her, but I got it done and ready. So till next time, thank you for watching. And please, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Just learn to throw the cast net the easiest way possible. Learn a way that works for you. There's nothing impossible. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do anything, because you can do whatever you want to do. The only thing is you got to keep trying until you succeed. Don't give up.